Okay, if you're on this video, you wanted to go the extra mile and try to be a little fancier. So you may have gotten tired, or you may have noticed that um, this business, when you made a button, you wanted to kind of be lazy. So maybe you did some copy and paste, um, and copy and paste with some changes. Now you could have done that, 5 or 6 times to get different buttons, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But basically, anytime you do copy and paste in your code, that means you could have gotten away with doing something different, more kind of elegant. Like you could have maybe used a loop or used an array or used a function, right? And so basically, instead of having to do this, um, notice I made copies and I changed and made a few changes. Well, that means those could have been variables, right? So if it's some process you want to repeat, but with different inputs, that means you could use a function. So let me show you real quick. The only weird thing is it needs to return a J button. So that's a little strange. Now, and let's think about this. You needed to know what word to put it on, right? And you could pass it the panel that you want to put it on as well if you needed them on different panels. For this example, really, we're just going to use the one panel. So I guess that we could get away without being too crazy there, but you do need to know what word they want to put on there. Now the only thing is, I'm going to borrow this. The only thing is you want to make some kind of temporary button variable here. Now this TMP only lives in this function. Of course, you want that label. You want this thing that you made to be put on the button pane, and you want that button that you made to go on the button pane as well as listen to the action. And when you're done, you could return that back to where you came from. So this TMP label, that name, only exists here. So again, I declared and instantiated it. That's a little strange. Did my stuff to that button and returned that button. That means that here I could say, well, I want you to detour down here. That will create the button, do the stuff to the button, return the button to here, and then I will refer to that button as red. And technically that's a pointer. So when this button comes back here, red will now point to that button. But this makes your code really elegant because it takes out the need to have to repeat that process over and over again. You can just say, go set up a button that's with the word blue on it and hand me that button. Now, again, if you wanted them to be on different panes and more complicated GUI, you might also pass in as a parameter what panel you wanted them on. You could do that, but this should allow you, hopefully, to get your buttons kind of streamlined and put up there and reduce your duplicated code. So if you wanted to get away with that with a function, you could do that to streamline that. Next class, we will probably look at kind of doing it with an array as well. There's another way to kind of streamline it, but the array takes a little more doing with some parallel arrays. So if you feel like going the extra mile today and making your code much more kind of streamlined, go ahead and try to set up your a little function to get that done for you.